Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here. So let's begin. Let's find out what comes through with the cards. So the first card we have is the Nine of Cups. If you have water sign energy, you could be dealing with another Cancer, Pisces, or even Scorpio. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. And the Death card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the World. So at the Death card, we do also have some Scorpio energy again. So you could also be dealing with the Scorpio. So with the Death card showing up over here, this does feel like a very positive energy about being able to complete something, experience a feeling of either leveling up or even just being able to really feel fulfilled with the moment and the situation. And I really do feel like that could be the feelings that currently are being emitted. But with the Nine of Cups showing up over here, this also is a feeling of satisfaction, feeling fulfilled. I really do feel like it's especially experienced on an emotional level. But when it comes to the way you're making somebody feel, they do feel the sense of being comfortable on an emotional level. And I do feel like that makes them feel this feeling of being very at peace and happy. I also feel like this person is somebody who is at a good place in their life right now. And I do feel like when it comes to the emotional connection, it's affecting the way of being able to show up for you in a way that is positive. I also feel like it's also healthy. With this Nine of Cups showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of feeling like they're very lucky to have you, to have met you. There's even this feeling of being very fortunate to the point of feeling this sense of having something they've always wanted, like a wish fulfillment. I do feel like with this Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this also feels like an energy of being able to experience a really relieving and peaceful energy that affects you on a mental well-being in a good and positive way. I do feel like with this Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this is an open energy, and I do feel like when it comes to carrying an emotional burden, without that being there's this ability to be able to connect authentically. And I do feel like there is a strong connection over here. So I feel like it is one where you could have a strong intellectual connection with this person, but it does feel quite safe. And I do feel like it is one that does feel really like it's going to bring out a lot of positivity. And I feel that it is going through a situation right now where you are getting closer to being able to get there when it comes to reaching a goal. With that World card showing up over here, this is an energy about being able to actually take things to the next level, take the next step. But with this Death card showing up over here, I do feel like there are some changes in this connection. I do feel like it's quite big. It is something that's going to be noticeable. But with this Death card, it does feel like something can no longer continue. So it does feel like the dropping of old habits or the dropping of anything that is no longer serving this connection. And I do feel like entering into a new chapter. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. And the Temperance. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Wands. So this Seven of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being willing to and able to show up to put up a fight for this connection. I do feel like it is the kind of connection that is worth fighting for. And I do feel like putting up that fight is something that is happening right now when it comes to ensuring that this connection is one that prevails and continues. And I do feel like there is a very strong connection over here. And I do feel like when it comes to the situation in this connection right now, it is one that the person you are dealing with feels very strongly. I also feel that there is a desire to be able to ensure that this is a connection that is able to overcome any obstacles that are in its way. I also feel that there's very protective energy involved in this situation and in this connection, meaning that there's a sense of this connection meaning a lot to someone, and I do feel like they're going to show up in that in a way that is like them really wanting to be able to withstand any kind of obstacles, the test of time. And I feel that with the Seven of Wands, they're going to defend this connection. But with this Knight of Swords showing up over here, this is a certain and definite energy. I do feel like there's a sense of being decisive, so really making their mind up and getting a sense of certainty and really wanting to be able to express that to you or get that across to you. I definitely feel like this person's sure about the way they feel and is sure about this connection and wanting to be able to actually be able to take things to that next level with that World card. With this King of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like protective energy. I do feel that there's something about this connection that is healing, and I do feel that it's also going to affect your emotional and mental well-being in a positive light. I do feel like with this King of Pentacles showing up here, this is a pretty mature energy. So I do also feel that there's a sense of being able to show up for this connection in a lot of ways. And I do feel like you could be dealing with somebody who is quite mature. They could be older, but I do feel like this person shows up for your connection in practical ways, and it shows that they care. I do think they could have that love language of acts of service, but I also feel that that could be you as well. With this King of Pentacles showing up over here, this is a very protective energy. I do feel like this connection is quite important to them, and I do feel that it's also one that's important to you. I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, this is also an energy of being able to experience harmony in your connection. I do feel like with that Death card, this does feel like a little bit of an intense energy, and I do feel like there's also a sense of a condition and being able to actually experience being able to really embrace a change within this connection that comes up. But I do feel like there is an energy of putting up a fight for this connection. It is one that is quite strong. I do feel like with this Temperance card showing up over here, that this is also about being able to experience harmony and not just that sense of being in a combative or defensive mode. But I do feel that with this Temperance card showing up over here, that there is a sense of getting to this place where things feel quite harmonious. I do feel like this Temperance card tends to show patience, and I do feel like this could feel like it was also a need to be patient in its pace, but I do feel like everything happens in divine timing. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have keep an open mind. We have true love. And romantic feelings. So this keep an open mind card, this is an energy of being able to experience an unexpected situation turning out in your favor. So I do feel that when it comes to a connection, when it comes to love, and when it comes to also being able to actually hear from someone, there is something quite surprising, but I do feel like pleasant surprises also coming in with this connection. I do feel that when it comes to the person you're dealing with, there could be something different or something that is not your usual type about them, or something that fits your expectation when it comes to the person you perceive as the person you're going to end up with. But I do feel that when it comes to the differences, they do complement each other. I also feel like being able to get to know somebody who is different and being open-minded to getting to hear them out is also a part of being able to actually find something pleasant and a pleasant surprise in that way. But I do feel like with this true love card coming out here, that this connection is one that does feel like it is also serving it's serving a higher purpose for you too. I do feel like there's love here. It's very genuine. It's very real. I also feel that there is something about the connection where it's like you're meeting this person on an emotional level where it feels very satisfying, and they're meeting you in a way that is also kind of allowing for that mental well-being to also feel very satisfying. I do feel like it's a very strong connection, and I do feel like it is one that has the potential to really be true love, or it is true love. With this card showing up over here, I also feel like it's one that goes the distance. And with this romantic feelings card showing up over here, I do feel like it's of a romantic nature when it comes to this connection. And I do feel that there's also a lot of being able to actually voice and express what's on somebody's mind and hearing from someone with that Knight of Swords. I do feel like there is a sense of also feeling very lucky to have you and being able to actually enter into this connection with you, something that has really touched this person on a very deep level. I do feel that there's something about it that this person wants to hold on to. I do also feel that that feeling can be neutral. With this romantic feelings card, this also feels like being able to actually get into the connection very deeply. And I also get that with this death card. This is about going really deep with someone, and I do feel like this connection is a very deep one. And really wanting to go all in is also part of that. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.